is sick today, or he's out today.
He had emergency vet. What? Emergency vet. Rod says he has 2 dogs.
Okay.
I have to have my cat shaved because she's got hairballs. She looks too much of her blonde, beautiful.
Oh, really? Was
I'm afraid of what she's gonna look like.
what's that? Oh, okay. All right. Well, we are right up at 3 o'clock today, so we're going to start right on time. Oh, today is Monday, May 13, 2019, meeting of the Human Rights Commission for the City of Palm Springs. Mission statement. Who's our volunteer today would like to read the mission statement for us?
I'll read it.
Okay. Thank you.
The mission of the Palm Springs Human Rights Commission is to promote and protect the diversity of our community and to improve human relations through education and community awareness.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. And Dale, we have a quorum?
We have a quorum.
We have a quorum. So we're at item 4, public comments. Any person who wishes to speak on a topic within the city's jurisdiction during this portion of the agenda must file a speaker card, which we have one today, with the staff liaison before the portion of the agenda is called. Although the commission values your comments pursuant to the Brown Act, it generally cannot take any action on items not listed on the posted agenda. Commissioners will not enter into discussion on Commissioners will not enter into discussion with speakers, but during commission comments may refer the matter to staff for report and recommendation at a future commission meeting. And I'm sorry, but I can't read the name. Dr.
Harold T. Ames.
Harold T. Ames, you're up.
Okay.
Come right up to this chair right here. Hit the button on the base of the microphone there.
Okay, great.
Where right it says push.
Hi, Dr. Harold T. Ames. Just wanted to get familiar with you folks. This seems like an interesting area of the community and kind of get to know some of the work you're doing. And so I just wanted to introduce myself. Currently working right now at San Gregorio Hospital Behavioral Health Center across from DAP. My colleague Carmina Zavala is with me, and so we're just here as the public and observance. So thank you.
Excellent. And you're a Palm Springs resident?
That's correct. That's
All
correct.
right, sweet. Thank you. Well, thank you for being here, both of you. Item 5, Commissioner, staff, and student comments. Just comments in general. We'll start on this end of the table. Commissioner Flood.
I have nothing at this time.
No comments at this time.
I'll report back next month, but I'm excited to be going to the NUSA, the Neighborhood USA seminar. So some of the things I'm going to go see Barbara Boxer. She's one of the keynote speakers. And then I've marked some seminars that I'm going to try to go to: disaster readiness, opening doors to green and resilient homes and neighborhoods, how to do a home tour, and pathways to sustainability. So I'll report back from the stuff that I learned from this, and Jim will be going as well.
Excellent. Commissioner Michelle.
Thanks. I'm excited to report that I'm going to pick up my official commission polo shirt tomorrow. I hope the color is still pink. 'Cause that's what I
Nice.
ordered.
Hey, how about that? Hey, that is news. Good deal.
Just in time for the breakfast on Wednesday.
Good deal. It's kind of pink, isn't it? Yeah.
It's more than
You got the right one then. Commissioner Andrade.
Okay. Okay, I also will be attending the NUSA, not as an actual attendee, but I'm going to volunteer on behalf of the commission. I'm going to do 2 sessions, so I will be, I guess, handing out forms and just helping wherever they need the help.
Nice. Excellent. Well, that's great.
Last end of March, I took part. Actually, I helped our students at Cathedral City High School to initiate their Active Minds program, creating a safe place for suicide at the Cathedral City High School, which was a wonderful event and opportunity for our students to take part and speak about suicide openly, and it was a great event. So that's about all I have to say.
And I have nothing today, sorry.
Beautiful. And the one item I've got is on July 23, there is a Community Leadership Council, which is made up of 40 plus different nonprofit organizations in town, not specifically LGBT, but LGBT areas of focus. And the July 23 meeting is an all boards meeting, and I just wanted to put that out there. Good opportunity for the commission to have a presence and be able to raise awareness of the commission. It's this meeting is for all the member organizations board members. So if it's a date that you have available, put it on your calendar, and then I'll send a note out to Dale so he's got the information and we all can have it. Yeah, so it's a good group of nonprofit organizations that's organized to come together so the nonprofit entities can have a collective voice within the community. And that's it for me.
Ron, do you know did you say what time it was?
No.
No. Do you know what time it is?
I do, somewhere.
Okay. I'll just say July 23rd for now.
No, it is 6 to 7:30.
Oh, okay.
The location is not set yet. Okay, item 6, items for discussion and our vote. We've got the master calendar, Commissioners Andrade and Micho. And I know we're meeting after today, so to give you additional information that you're looking for.
Do you have anything? Okay, I had asked Dale to distribute this information on international days. Hopefully you all had an opportunity to look at it. It's a list of the days that the United Nations has dedicated to certain causes, and a lot of them I think fall under our charge of human rights. So what I was thinking is that in conjunction with the calendar, maybe I could pass the hard copy around and people could check off what they think might be appropriate for this commission. I could tally it up, and maybe next agenda we could vote on what we want to add to our calendar. The degree to which we want to observe is, of course, up to us as the date comes up. We may just want to have it on the calendar. We may want to do something, but I think there are several days that look like they're appropriate for us to at least acknowledge.
Excellent.
Okay?
Yep, great idea.
Thank you.
Item 6B, subcommittees, community outreach and marketing. We're right back to Commissioner Michio, Sandrasina, Morgan, and Randolph.
So we just had a small subcommittee meeting prior to this meeting. So our main focus right now is to have a discussion of what every commissioner, what community they think is best for us to partner with so we can continue our legacy project of the film event. So we want to get that going because 2020 will be here before we know it, and you know, it takes time to plan these things. So we're hoping to have a discussion about that today and get everybody's input, and then for everyone to vote next week or next month when we have a meeting. What else, Ryan?
We tossed around some ideas for items that we could use some of our budget for to buy some additional marketing items so that when we go into the community, we're doing engagement events, we can hand some stuff out. So a couple of things that came up, and this is kind of in conjunction with the, I guess, finance report. We've got a couple $100 left of this current fiscal year, which we have 6 weeks left of to spend before our budget reloads for next fiscal year on July 1st. So in our committee, we've talked about ordering some of those like plastic bracelets that we could get the, you know, Palm Springs Human Rights Commission name on. Maybe if the little logo fits, we can put that on there so that we could use those at parades or for staffing booths, you know, things like that that people can wear and take with them. We are interested in possibly looking into getting business cards for the commissioners so that when we're out engaging with folks that there's something a little bit more personally identifiable than just saying, hi, I'm so-and-so, I hope you believe me. So I warned Dale that we were gonna officially ask him to check with whoever he needs to at City Hall here to see if that's something that commissioners can do. It doesn't sound like any other commissioners or board members have official city sealed business cards, but we want to ask to see if that's something that we can get. Dale did just show me this one that the commission has, but it's just a general, it's got our mission statement on it. But we're going to see if we can get one, and if we need to pay for it from these marketing funds, we'd be happy to do so, but we just want to see if we can get permission to do that, and then if it's a yes, we will, I guess, price that out. So just a couple little things like that that we think we should spend the kind of last couple $100 of this fiscal year on, and then we'll get into another discussion, I think, about next fiscal year's money and what we can do with it.
We're trying to just create a foundation for our public presence. So miraculously, we've a banner that says Palm Springs Human Rights Commission has appeared. We have a pop-up tent that we were not aware of, and then the banner that goes around the table, the nice yellow one. So maybe the only one that's maybe not up to par is the parade banner. But in general, now we're armed with, if we order some of these little bracelets, and we're talking about maybe 12 to 25 cents each, get several thousand of them so we can, you know, easily hand them out so people know, no, we're not HRC, we're the Palm Springs Human Rights Commission. It's just a small thing, but it gives us something to attract people and make them aware of that we're here. So we feel like we're moving in the right direction, and now we have a little bit of funds to do that with.
Yeah. So and then we'll table the rest of the discussion for it's an agenda item on the actual movie event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do we need to do anything? Do you need any guidance on moving forward on the items that you want to acquire in the next few weeks? or-
No, we're going to continue to price out with some vendors the best price they can give us for like that bracelet item, for example. If anything, we might need to talk to someone at the city about, you know, getting the right logo if we can put it on the bracelet for the artwork purpose. But we can ask Dale to give us the right
And
artwork.
you're gonna give them information on cards?
Yeah.
So so we can save time, I think, shouldn't we just give a, move to approve an expenditure not to exceed $222 on marketing, funding or
Yeah,
marketing?
that'd be great.
Okay, so let's entertain a motion to approve our marketing expense up to $222 for the marketing committee.
I second.
Well, you can make the motion.
I make the motion.
I can second it for you.
There we go. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Abstention? All right, that takes care of that. Thank you for moving that forward. I appreciate it. Next, we've got Community Service Awards. Myself and Vice Chair Chappelle. I don't think we've got any update, do we?
Nothing yet.
We did, when we made the decision to create that slate of awards in November or December, whenever we came back to the commission, we also said that we would like to bring and honor a few people throughout the year. And there are a couple that were scored high during the process in November, December. So I will, I don't know our best way to do it. because there was a couple names that maybe we can do an email to the commission. Yeah, so we'll do that. So we'll send an email, so then everybody can say, yeah, thumbs up, or I'm good with this. And then we can move forward with that for a July or June or July presentation, for maybe one of the persons. And then we can do another one end of summer maybe. Okay? All right, excellent. Finance.
Okay, well, as I just stated, we have about 6 weeks of the fiscal year left. We have $222, which we just voted to approve that we'd spend the balance of this year's remaining budget on marketing items that the marketing committee deems appropriate. And then our budget reloads July 1st, for our annual $2,000 allotment. Plus we have added now in our $1,123 that we raised from the movie event. And then Dale will keep us posted, I guess, if the city council, or Ron, if the city council decides to gift us with any more money that we've additionally requested. So I don't know, Dale, do you know when that would be, or when they would decide something like that?
They're beginning the budget process already. I know that the last meeting, some items moved forward, but specific boards and commission budgets have not been
Okay.
presented yet.
All right. So we should all be excited that we're going to walk into this next fiscal year with more money than we've ever had before.
Did you say what the total is? Because I don't, it's not on this form.
Well, from the,
Oh, got it, I see.
so starting with about $3,123.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So that is in your budget now, and as we have done in the prior year, if there was any restricted gifts, we requested those funds to roll over, so that 1,100 will
Yeah.
roll over to the new fiscal year.
And you're making that request?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's it for now. Nikki, or is there anything else? No. Okay.
Okay, excellent. Next up, update student representatives, Vice Chair Chappelle and Commissioner Michio.
Well, go ahead.
So
yes.
there was one student who I came forth. Do we know if we,
And
nothing's
nothing's been presented.
Okay. So,
May I suggest that maybe we take a different approach to involve students with our commission? Joska just described an event that she initiated and partnered with and took the whole project to the school, and they got the school to cooperate. So, for example, if we created a program of what it's like to be a commissioner, if you had ambitions past high school, would you like to learn? So we create like a one-day seminar or something, and then take that to the schools and get the school support. Then it's a one-time thing. Now they're aware of us, and maybe we can eventually create interest amongst the student body so that we can get someone to come here. I just think it's too vague. You come here, you sit on the commission. What do you do? What do you get out of it? And maybe that's part of the issue, plus the bureaucracy of going through a high school. That's just a thought.
Okay,
okay.
we're good. Senior Expo, Dependent Adult Bill of Rights, no update on that front. Going forward, Desert Highland Gateway Estates Community Association. Who attended last month?
I actually do have an update on the
Oh,
senior,
you do?
on the Senior Expo.
Sorry,
That's all right. I
I keep
met,
forgetting you're on that subcommittee. I
Yeah.
didn't intend to overrun
okay.
you.
I met with Wes, the new director of Mizell, and staff, two people, Suzanne, I guess, who helped last year with the process. And they, this is something I did not know, they do a mega senior expo in October, like a week or two before ours was last year. And they do it like, it's like a 4-hour day, they have a barbecue, they have the same exact vendors as we had for our event last year, and more. They have for-profit vendors that pay for tables and that type of thing. They have their farmers market that day. So it was suggested that maybe we piggyback onto their event instead of duplicating the effort.
Did they say why they agreed to do that, the other one then?
Well, I think that council had, I wasn't here at the time, but I do think, Ron, is that correct? Council wanted us to do something with respect
It
to.
was all timing. So it was supposed to be in May early before Snowbirds left. So something happened where the timing got messed up and it got pushed and pushed and pushed. And it just ended up, the first date that was available ended up being this October date. So it didn't, having them so close was kind of
Coincidental, yeah.
It wasn't planned
Right.
that way.
Right.
But I think the idea or the suggestion or the reminding everybody that they have this other fair, maybe the role the commission can play is we don't need to have something. Let's help them promote what they're doing.
Right, exactly.
And
They wanted us perhaps to have a table, an information table, maybe a questionnaire where the seniors, something like we did at 1PS, where the seniors could say what their thoughts were, about their rights, and if they were, if there were any areas that were underserved or not served, then perhaps that would be the venue to deal with that in. So personally, I thought that it was a really good idea that we, piggyback on their effort. We don't have a budget for this at all. They do. Probably all that it would cost us would be the discounted rate that they charge nonprofits for having a table at the event. And everything else would be, that we had last time, would be included under their cost. And yet we could still probably be featured in the program and, like you said, support the effort and promote the effort. So that's what came out of that meeting, and I said I would bring that back too.
yeah, excellent. Okay. Any questions?
No, but I think that's a good idea, and if you want some help to try to integrate us into their program, I'd be happy to help you.
Well, thank you. Do we need to vote on that, or, I mean, is it just, can we just agree that we're going to do that, or what's the?
I think you can, if you would like to, I think it would be a good thing to bring forward this suggestion that we support the idea of not holding a separate event this year, but support Mizell's efforts to raise awareness for their October fair.
Okay.
So if you make that, if you move that forward and we get a second, then we can vote and the commission will endorse that, and that will be the plan for 2020.
So moved.
Second that.
Okay, so everyone in favor of supporting Mizell's efforts for the senior fair that they produce on an annual basis, and the commission not hold a separate event or activity, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? All right, we have some progress. Thank you. And I did not intend to move over you on that announcement,
No,
so
not
thank
a-
you. And
not a
you
problem.
had something
Thank
of
you.
substance to share, so I appreciate it. Okay, now we can move forward to the Desert Highlands Gateway Estates. Who attended this last month?
Yes, so I attended the Desert Gateway Community Meeting. They have got a new president, Teda Crawford. So I'm going to pass this information to you. It was a carry-on from the same issues of the environment and the economics in that area. We are always very welcome at the meeting. So I hope that tomorrow I cannot go and someone will be able to go for me.
Does this person replace Dixie?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a number of people who are involved in that organization? Do you have an idea?
About 25 to 30 active members at every meeting.
Thank you.
What time is that meeting tomorrow?
6 o'clock. Oh, sorry, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock.
Oh, if it's 7, I
7 o'clock.
might be able to go.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you.
Excellent.
I'm gonna get that contact information to Dale from Info.
And this is my last month, right?
It is.
No,
You're up
next,
to your
next
next
month
month.
is my last month. So I think it would be wonderful if someone takes over from me and
Oh.
continues to go to that meeting.
Now we know why you have the big smile on your face. Huh?
Well, I've served for 6 years.
Yes. Okay, excellent. So Commissioner Flood, if you're able to attend, that would be fantastic.
At this point, I think I can make that meeting,
Okay.
7 o'clock, the usual place, I guess.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, anything else on that? We're good? We're good. Anything on the Affordable Housing Homelessness Council Standing Subcommittee? Commissioner Andrade.
Well, there was a meeting. I went to it. You were not there, Dale, right? You were on vacation, so it's kind of all on me. I could probably say anything. Mostly updates on the county partnerships and the things that are happening around the city, if I remember. I don't remember anything really to report.
Did we get our count and time numbers?
Not official yet. I do think that the county has released them, but I don't think the city has formally released
Have you seen any of them?
the breakdown.
The county had released their final count.
Right.
It was 196 homeless in Palm Springs over last year of 126, so there was 70 increase. Palm Springs had the largest number of volunteer turnout. We had 77 volunteers that turned out. So that did immensely help in producing a better count, a more accurate count. So we're hopeful that will continue for the coming year as well.
Excellent. Okay. Next we have Main Street Palm Springs. I wasn't able to attend this last meeting, so I don't have an update for you. 1 PS, Commissioner Gross is gone. Anybody attend 1 PS?
So I actually did for the first time ever this week, but actually I was only to stay for the first half of the meeting. But one of the things I found interesting that they reported on is that they're, I guess, adding or recognizing, I think, 3 new neighborhoods. So now there's 47, I guess, recognized neighborhoods in Palm Springs now, and they released a new magazine, which is pretty cool. And they actually, as a matter of, as it relates to diversity and human rights, I thought it was neat that they gave this great report on how they actively thought on how to design the cover of the magazine so that it actually displayed a little bit more diversity in the folks that live here in Palm Springs, and that included a deaf couple that were signing, welcome home or something like that in their photograph in front of their house. So I thought it was a nice thing that they did, that they actually kind of took time to think about that and the people to showcase here. But apparently there's 3 new neighborhoods in this city.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, good. Thank you for attending that.
We should, maybe Jim would be the person to ask them, but this magazine or the booklet that they do every year, I mean, it's really well done, and it talks about every neighborhood in Palm Springs. This is another item I think we should have at our booths to hand out, and so we should approach them up front before they go to press and say, can we get 100 of those or something like that? If we have to pay for them, okay, but if not, I mean, I know they've given them out to different organizations before too. I think that would be a really valuable item that would represent the whole city for us to have.
Ryan, what were the neighborhoods and where are they located?
So
Now you're going to see how much he paid attention, huh?
Gina, I think, yeah.
well, they cut Westgate, which is part of
Mountain Gate? No.
No, but it's like it's literally on the line. It's like there's if you go to Cathedral City, there's like a golf course community there that has like 19 different homeowners associations. Well, apparently 5 of those 19 actually lie within Palm Springs technically. So maybe it's just off of like Dinah Shore, towards the end of Dinah Shore, like right where the city line is. Cathedral Canyon Country Club, I guess, is the name of that area. But so I guess it's like Westgate PS is like the official name. And then, sorry to let you down, Commissioner Morgan, but I don't remember the other two.
Would that be something that was posted on the 1PS site?
I'm not
Possibly.
sure if it's up there yet. And
It says
apparently,
43.
another change that happened is, I guess previously the organization used to refer to the different neighborhoods as districts. You know, and on the magazine it said there's 44 distinct districts. Well, now since the city has established official voting districts for election purposes, they're now no longer referring to them as districts, and there's now like 47 unique enclaves or something like that, according to them.
Yeah, currently on the Palm Springs City website, it says 43 recognized neighborhood organizations, so maybe that's just a little bit out of date.
It was
Oh.
44.
Yeah, it was 44 on the last magazine.
They do a great job.
Yeah. It's highly attended. I didn't realize how many people are actually there and really involved in all this. And they have a very official structure, and they have money, and I was really impressed by them.
Those are the retired people.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing new from the Palm Springs Police Department LGBT Outreach Committee. I guess the big thing was Lieutenant Browning graduated from USC just recently. So congratulations to him.
Hey, Ron, question about this group. Does the police department have any other outreach committees for any other minority groups in the city?
There's the Police Advisory Board or Committee, so that is an all-encompassing
Okay.
advisory outreach group. The LGBT specific was something that came out of the Warm Sands issue, and that it has continued to have a big role in the community since then.
Okay, I guess I'm not aware of that history, so I should learn about it. But Nikki and I were talking earlier, because we were talking about some ideas for the movie, and we wondered if there were any other outreach committees besides just this one.
Oh, yeah, no, it's the advisory committee,
Okay.
which is the all-encompassing.
So they have a regular meeting that any community member can come into and kind of raise issues to that advisory committee.
Yeah, and there's there's neighborhood officers that are assigned to each neighborhood association and group.
Okay.
So, the department is going out to the neighborhoods. And there's somebody assigned to every area within the city. I think it's by neighborhood association. Do you know?
No, I'm not.
I think it is by neighborhood group association, that there's an officer assigned, to each area.
Got it. Thanks.
Do we get a breakdown of the police department? Like how many minorities, how many women, how many different types of people are police officers here?
I don't know if there's a census that's available. One of the charges that this commission has is to have the census of LGBT staffers. We're getting very close, and it's actually something that is talked about now within the culture. And there's actually they'll actually verbalize there's the certain staff members, officers and civilians within the ranks that are LGBT within the community. So it's been a long and coming conversation, but we've just gotten there after about 2 years working on it. So I'm sure there is a census of other cultural groups and that are within the department. I just haven't seen it.
I would imagine, Nikki, that they would, as an employer, would have to choose to disclose those sort of metrics to.
Well, that's human relations. That's Perry here,
Human resource.
and human resources here at City Hall. Okay, mediation. Commissioner Gross is not here, but Dale, do you want to give us an update?
Jim and I reached out to Suzanne Severin, former Human Rights Commission member. She had facilitated a training session for mediation some time ago and expressed a desire to maybe reactivate that and include the commission members and possibly open it up to the community. we don't have a pool of mediators, and she's receptive to do that. So if you have interest, it's a 2-hour program, maybe a weeknight, and then also, as I said, open it to the public and seeing if there's community members that would wish to take advantage of the training and be a resource as we receive concerns and hope in mediating between individuals. So let me know if you have any interest, and then we can schedule. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now we move into item 6C, the suggestions for 2020 community partner. There's no name assigned to it.
I can lead the discussion. So for the benefit of our audience members, I can share that the Human Rights Commission this year decided to embark on establishing a legacy fundraiser event where we hosted a film screening at the Palm Springs Cultural Center, and we showed a movie that was LGBT themed called Coming Out: A 50-Year History, and we decided to show that movie and partner with the LGBT Center of the Desert, and the money raised was shared between our commission and the center as a fundraising activity. So now the commission is happy with the result that we got from that endeavor, and we've decided we'd like to make this an annual kind of fundraising event that the commission will help put on. And so now we have asked, and Dale, thank you for the reminder to the commissioners, for all the commissioners to think about what community, what demographic, and then specifically what community partner we'd like to think about for next year. And so hopefully what we'd like to get out of this discussion on the agenda item is we'd like to open it up to each commissioner to share if they've thought about that, who they think they'd like to suggest, and then we'd like to take the maybe top couple of suggestions, and Commissioner Randolph and I will go to identify these community partners and share with them our ideas about possibly working with them to see if we can gain their commitment to make sure that it's a good fit for us. We'd like to work with someone that's going to be engaging with us, that's going to help us actually execute this event. So we don't just want to necessarily vote on someone today and then go congratulate them and say we've chosen you. We'd like to entertain a few suggestions, narrow that down, and then go have a discussion with them about what our goals are. Does that sound good?
We would like to vote at the next meeting though, so if we can have that as an agenda item, that would be great, because these things take time to plan, and 2020 is right around the corner.
Yeah.
We start down here.
So,
Mr. Flood?
I need to give some more thought to that. I'm not prepared to say anything right now.
okay.
I've stated at previous meetings, I think it'd be amazing to support the Native American community, especially with their neurocultural center and museum that's opening. I understand they have their own film festival, whether we kind of work together on that film festival or do something with the opening of their actual new facility. I think that would be a great thing to showcase next year.
I'll pass this around for everyone to look at. This is about the Native American Film Festival. It's a 2-day event. It happens in March. So just for your information.
Thank you. For me, I continue to think that partnering with Desert Highland would be a worthy cause, because we've been to their meetings, we've heard from them. I've been to a table talk there with Commissioner Morgan, and we've heard from, and as well as Jilska, we've heard from them, that they'd like some engagement from us, and so I think it would be good of us to listen and respond and engage with them on something like this. And I also think that they could use the financial resources. I could see them buying more basketballs for kids to play with and whatever. They're just doing to engage with things at their community center as well. So that's my thought.
Okay, I have given this a fair amount of thought too. I like David's idea of the Native American. I think that's certainly a worthy cause, and one that we could probably do a lot of different things with, different directions. We did get, just as a side issue, we did get, when we had our little questionnaire at the 1PS picnic, the first thing that somebody said when they wrote down what they thought we were not addressing was transgender issues. You remember that, Janice? And this Saturday, my neighbor had a fundraiser for that organization for the lack of health care that's available to transgender citizens here and probably all over. And of course, Tommy Clinton was there, who is their spokesperson and their leadership figure. And she talked to me and said, I'd love to come to the commission, I'd love to talk about what we do, and perhaps we could partner with some. So I did not mention the film idea, but that might be an issue that we might want to take up with her too. And then I also have given a lot of thought to the whole issue of mental health services and the lack thereof. I think that's a really critical shortage in our community. It affects all levels of society, and I think there's a lot of data and a lot of things that we could do around that issue that would bring in a wide array of support and people that are affected.
I would like to partner with Desert Highlands because I think that their counterpoint, critical point in their growth as a community to get recognition for their programs there. So I think it's about time we did that too. Mental health, again, is something that I would like to recognize. So those are two things.
Okay, so I have a couple of ideas too, and the first is Desert Highland, because we work with them and we hear them and we are there, and they could use help for those kids and their community. But I also think that there is a big possibility to help those people in the trans community who are having some challenges there. Too, and we've worked with Tommy, and her work is far from done. And so I think that there are a few places that we could identify. We did our homelessness unhoused movie about 4 years ago, but we did that as just a come and watch. There wasn't anybody who gained from that financially. So I think that there definitely are 3 or 4 hot topics that we could put out there and then vote on. And perhaps it could be two, but then the help would be far less.
Yeah, I think there's a number of really good ideas already on the table. I think I wouldn't lean toward the film festival or the cultural programming activity. I would look more to the Native American Day that the tribe puts on and the free community event. That could be a great thing where we could partner and where the community actually can come together and learn about our Native American culture right here in town. That the Kiewit is October or November, do you know? It's October, November timeframe. The other thing is huge need with our senior advocacy groups. Any number of those groups for us to be able to partner with our senior programming to provide extra funding for emergency need. There's a huge demand, huge need along those lines. And if we're looking for the requirement that we have a partner to help us promote it is going to limit the number of partners. So the center is a really good partner, and they have a growing trans program. So if that was a subject or topic that the commission felt that was important for us to get behind, it's a Palm Springs organization. TCC is a Cathedral City organization. So there could be a way to continue that partnership with the center, who has a great mechanism for outreach. And I'm not sure about Desert Highlands' ability to help promote and sell or have an active role in that. So it would be more, there would be a lot of groups like that, I think, that we would want to take on more of that responsibility, knowing that they may not have the ability to do that kind of outreach if that's the direction we're going to go.
Right, we, in our subcommittee meeting, we realized, yes, that's why I wanted to know how many active members, 25. That's not going to, that marketing muscle is just not going to be there. So we realized that, we would have to pretty much do all the work in terms of putting on the event. And of course, I'm sure we'd get support, but they're a worthy beneficiary of the money that we would be able to raise. So yeah, each group has different challenges. The American Indian community, they're a machine. So they've got, I spoke to the executive director who does charitable events, so, I could go and we could strategize with the places that they own, that they can advertise things. It would be a totally different experience in terms of how to market what we were going to do. But all these we've talked about, and they all seem like good ideas. I just think we need a little more specific organizations, like you just mentioned. What transgender organization should we go to talk to? So we need a little more specific. So after the meeting, I can go around. I marked who brought up which one. I'll try to see if you're more specific, so that in the next month, Ron and David and I and Jessica's going to be gone, unfortunately. We'll miss you terribly. Anyhow, we want to get those meetings done, so we'll set up the meetings and go see people, and then we can come back and report to you next month.
Excellent. We're up to item D. Welcome, Jay.
Thank you.
Any topical and newsworthy items around the table? Anything new that we'd like to add? Commissioner Flood.
Well, I guess my thing is to focus on veterans who are homeless, that type of thing. So since I'm involved with the American Legion, and we try to reach out and have programs. We just had a programs, Veterans University, and it entails a lot of things. Congressman Ruiz was involved in that. He's been doing that for a few years now, and that's something maybe we should just think about. So we're probably not in a position where we're going to have an impact to provide housing or anything like that, but just to make people more aware that the veterans are out there, they serve the country. And again, that's my high horse since I'm also a veteran, so that's all I have.
Nothing at this time.
Nothing for me.
Same. I'm good.
Nothing for me too.
Nothing.
Good.
Well, just in regards to homelessness, you may be aware the city council approved an additional $100,000 to try and bridge the gap between the vouchers that homeless individuals may be receiving and the actual cost of housing here in Palm Springs. So we're working on those program details, and we'll be happy to report back to you when we have those details fleshed out.
Jay, is there any, so those vouchers will be given to people to use, but the apartments or whatever are privately owned? Is there any check balance in terms of how much they can raise the rent to keep it from getting out of control? Because, you know, if you can afford more, I'll charge more kind of a thing. Is that in
Right.
place?
We actually have in place something called rent decontrol. So as a result of a vote of citizens of Palm Springs, the rent control that was in place was voted to be gradually eliminated. So as tenants move out, rent-controlled units go away. So we don't have that control over a limit on rents increases that could be charged. But, you know, I think that's something we kind of keep a close eye on what's going on at the state level. That a lot of cities are adding ordinances that have some kind of a cap. We haven't seen how that comes out though, because there are laws against that right now. So the state may come in with a larger sweeping action that may try to put some kind of containment on rent increases.
And what about, I picked this up today from the building department, because of all the things, the building that is going on in Palm Springs. Is there anything in effect that if you're building a complex that you have to build X amount of affordable housing units?
No, there's not. That's actually another type of initiative that cities had engaged in that was struck down as illegal. Inclusionary housing is not allowed anymore. So that's something that is being looked at also at the state level to not mandate it, but to incentivize it. And that's something we can do here at the local level too. We have recently changed some of our zoning codes to allow for more residential density in areas like the downtown area, and to allow accessory dwelling units with single-family homes. So if anyone felt compelled to, they could add a secondary unit to their backyard or so and create additional housing.
Thank you for that.
I have a question, Jay. I know that the county has some form of rental assistance that they call vouchers that people get, I think, through the welfare department, whatever it is. Is that the utility you're talking about, or is it the federal housing choice voucher that you want to bridge the gap with that 100,000?
Well, it comes from the federal government down through the state and then to the county. So the county is the entity we're working with on this.
Like the housing authority?
Right.
Okay, okay.
Oh, we made it all the way around. Agenda items for the next meeting. I've got June agenda item to discuss and vote on the community partner for 2020. Anything else that we've got?
The international days, the recognition.
Oh, yes. And that list, is that list still going around?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm doing it.
all right. For the internet, adding that to the list of calendar items for 2020. Okay, were those the two items for next month? Nice. If there's no other announcements, we will be adjourned at 3:52 to a regular meeting Monday, June 10, 2019 at 3 p.m. in the large conference room at City Hall. Thank you all.